In this video, we're going to look at an introduction to probability and how to list outcomes, the sample space, and to discuss what events are. So first, the outcomes are the most basic possible results of an observation or experiment. Let me change the size on this real quick. So the outcomes are the most basic possible results of observations or experiments. And then the set of all possible outcomes is going to be the sample space. An event consists of one or more outcomes that share the property of interest. So, for example, we have an experiment of tossing two coins. And when we're listing out our possible outcomes in the sample space, we would use like squiggly brackets. And then I would list what would happen if I toss two coins. So one thing that could happen is maybe I get two heads in a row. Maybe I get two tails. Maybe I get heads and tails. Or maybe I get tails and heads. And some people might say that those two last outcomes are the same thing, right? Technically, they're different because I'm getting a different outcome on either coin. But in the grand scheme of things, they're actually kind of the same thing. And so for events, I would say one event that could happen is I get two heads. Another event is I get two tails. And another event is that I get one head and one tail. And that last event covers both of these outcomes that I had. Let's consider families of two children and the sample space there. So sample space or outcomes that we list out. This is going to be the birth orders. And in this case, this is different than the coins because instead of having two kids probably at the same time, we might be having well, even with twins, one kid will come out before the other, and so maybe you have two boys, maybe you have two girls, maybe you have a boy and then a girl, or maybe you have a girl and then a boy. So this has a similar sample space to the tossing a coin, and then the events would be having two boys. Those two boys. I could have two girls, or one boy and one girl. Whenever we're calculating probabilities, the probability of an event is expressed in this notation. P for probability, and then in parentheses, we would say the event that we want to happen. Our probabilities should always be between 0 and 1. For example, if I wanted to know the probability, maybe I want to know the probability of getting two heads. There's only one outcome that would give me two heads, but there were four possible outcomes. So the probability of getting the probability of two heads is equal to 1/4. The probability of two tails is 1/4. The probability of getting one head and one tail would be 2 out of 4 or 1/2. So down here, if I want to say probability of one boy and one girl, then that's two possibilities in which that could happen out of 4 total outcomes, which is 1/2. This would be 0.5. This one up here would be 0.25. So it has to be between 0 and 1 because 0 would be like 0% chance and 1 would be like 100% chance. So probability of 0 means that the event is impossible. And let's see here. And then if I get a probability of 1, that means it would be certain, 100%.